He dissed Meek Mill while the whole city watched. Now he's locked up before he could even blow, and everything Meek warned about just came true.
What do you do? Like, what you here for? Like, you slide? I don't want nobody that slide.
For a lot of, or he don't do nothing. He act like he should. He don't do nothing, bro.
So is that the reason why you don't respect Meek, because of that comment, or is it just over time?
When I was rapping, I wasn't always a rapper. I just didn't. I never respected how Cuz carried it. He could make some good music, I give you that, but like him as a person is not like what people think.
Or like, you slide. I don't want nobody that slide. It's a lot of I got a lot of already. I don't want no more of them. And niggas be telling, like, one of my closest friends too, don't want no more. You want to get some cheese? I buy a pill. I'm
leader of the YNs. You ain't had no dreams, no goals, no aspirations. You don't want to play basketball. Want to play basketball? Is you good?
I'm great.
There are certain people you just don't want to cross, mainly because they move different and don't play by any rules. You can't predict how far they'll go or what they might do next, and that's exactly why FS the Bender has people paying close attention. His real name is Casim Brown, a figure raised in the streets of Philadelphia who built a reputation people only speak on in low voices. Around his side, he's known as FS the Bender, while others call him Fat Tom, and depending on who you ask, those names carry serious weight. Compared to Meek Mill, the artist he's currently going back and forth with, FS is still trying to find his lane in the rap game, pushing to get his name out there. But the spotlight on him isn't random.
To him before, to talk about me, you feel me? Shit like that. Uzi reached out to Howell before, like, you know, he take his chance with people. He bring people around and see, like, before you gonna judge somebody and do all this race to him, at least give him a chance. You won't even give him a chance.
Yeah, no, I respect that. Have you met him in person?
No, I don't care to.
What advice do you have for artists?
Keep going. Figure out what works for you. Stop trying to, like, don't copy nobody. Figure out what works for you and then keep doing it.
I mean, yeah, that's common sense, but I'm saying
it's really not common sense, because you know how many people following somebody else. You know how many people trying to be FS the Bender. You know how many people trying to be Skrilla. It's not common sense. It's not that common.
That's true.
It's because people are already familiar with how intense his circle can get and the kind of situations they've been connected to. FES is tied to a Philly group called YBC, short for Young Bag Chasers, a name that definitely rings bells in certain neighborhoods. Over time, YBC has been locked in a serious rivalry with another group known as the Campers Clappers, and that tension has spread across the city. This back and forth goes all the way back to around 2017, eventually peaking a few years later when both sides suffered major losses and kept trading issues that only escalated further.
O to the 4. Today we want to send a very clear message to the members of O to the 4. You like that name? How about go to the jail? Because that is where you're going to go. And I don't just mean the two people we're here to talk about today. Members of O to the 4 who are causing mayhem on our streets, who are terrifying the population. Get ready, O to the 4, to go to the jail, because that is what's going to happen. That is what justice looks like, and that is what you deserve. I strongly encourage anyone who is involved with that group, stop it. Get away from that group, stop it. And you will know very soon why. I'm encouraging you to do that. And the same goes for the people they have been fighting with, the Young Bag Chasers. The same goes for other people and other groups who just keep committing violence, mostly with guns. So Pit Boys, Southside Stizzy, Zoo Gang, P&B, Brickyard Mafia, Topsiders, 5th Street, 7th Street, Wilson Park, time is up. Or you're going to go to
Philadelphia ended up seeing one of its highest recorded numbers of incidents, with 562 lives lost, a number that left the whole city on edge. Situations like this ongoing rivalry only added fuel to the fire, making everything feel even more intense and out of control. It got so serious that officials were calling out these groups during press conferences, showing just how widespread things had become. At one point, 24 was known as the earlier name linked to YBC's main rivals before everything grew into something bigger, and the back and forth just kept escalating from there. One of YBC's first major losses during this conflict was a member known as YBC Josh, and that moment hit hard for those connected to the group.
You don't help your city the way you should.
I mean, but I've seen Meek sign people. I
Bro,
can name.
why he ain't? It's like it was a Gillian. Bro, he could have signed Quan. He could have signed Leaf. He could have signed Duel. He could have signed Skrilla. He could have helped. He could have did something for a lot of. Bro, he don't do nothing. He act like he should. He don't do nothing, bro. He just told Skrilla, "Don't bring me somewhere."
He told Skrilla what?
He told Skrilla, "Do not bring me to a place. I'm with Skrilla everywhere he go. How you gonna tell us don't bring me somewhere?"
Maybe he may look at you as a liability.
I take that.
You know, and I don't mean that in a
No, I accept
disrespectful
it.
way.
I told you, I'm good with like criticism. Like I take shit. Like it is what it is. Like I ain't gonna get mad at you because you said something.
So is that the reason why you don't respect Meek because of that comment, or is it just over
It's just
time?
some shit, though. When I was rapping, I wasn't always a rapper. I just didn't. I never respected how Cuz carried it. He could make some good music, I give you that. But like him as a person is not like what people think. Like it's not that at all.
I respect that. I respect your opinion, and you know it's a lot of people that feel the same way. But he's one person though. I mean, he can't help
Reports say Josh lost his life in May 2019 while he was on the 4200 block of a street in Philly, and the news spread fast throughout the area. What made it even heavier was that YBC Duel, one of the most recognized voices in the group, revealed he had spoken to Josh just hours before everything happened, making the whole situation feel even more personal. At that time, YBC had built tension with so many different groups that it wasn't even clear who was responsible.
And they don't come home from school.
Emily Johnson is numb still over the murder of her son, 16-year-old Kalen Johnson, after which she says his taunted her and bragged about it in music they made.
And not only does your only child not return home from school, you're getting trolled by, you're getting harassed by a bunch of untalented rappers dissing you about your son that was, an accident.
Johnson spoke tearfully today during the district attorney's weekly news conference. Larry Krasner announced the conviction of Kalen's 22-year-old Arshard Curry, seen here in pictures the DA displayed during the news conference. Curry is the
Because multiple conflicts were happening all at once, the situation became even harder to track. The energy around YBC turned extremely hostile, with different groups forming alliances just to stand against them, shifting it from a single rivalry into a citywide issue. Anyone claiming YBC started facing serious backlash in the streets.
Bro. I got a video of Josh right now. He said, when you come to my crib, throw some rocks at my back window. Like, that's our first loss. That's our first YBC loss. Oh, he pissing right here, but look, right here, it's his crib. It's Josh's crib right here.
He passed?
Yeah, he passed away. I got him tatted on my face. Right here. For Josh, too. Like, all my homies booked, bro. Like, none of them out here. Peso, Waters, Zon, like, nobody home. Band up guys. But, like, it ain't nobody home. Zeke. It's the best block, bro. The Poppy store. We got the Poppies. We on 43rd and Walousing right now. This book, free Zeke, too. Free Zeke the Reaper, bro. This twin block.
Gunshot right there?
You know what it is. Don't you know I just was telling you about Josh, right? I was right here tagging up. Josh was supposed to come meet me. I was tagging a weed. I was supposed to go meet him at the corner of the block. All I heard is gunshots. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm hearing gunshots right now.
Bro, that shit regular, but all I'm hearing is gunshots. Boom, boom, boom. Bro, my man, band up y'all's coming around the corner. He said, bro, Josh, bro. I just broke down crying.
Mainly because of the tone people felt came across in their music and actions. The controversy wasn't just about mentioning rivals, it was about how far the disrespect seemed to go, and that kept things heated non-stop. These guys were pushing things to another level, acting out violent scenarios in their videos, and even showing extreme disrespect tied to their rivals' memory sites.
Name YBC Duel, but the fans call me Mr. Disrespectful. What they be saying, like, I be trolling, I guess, but I do it to a certain extent. Like, I go overboard. I disrespect people, like, badly.
But what do you think is some of the most disrespectful things you've done? Obviously, the one that comes to mind is, the notorious, the grave digging situation.
That's something new. So, like, I've been drawn, like, one of the most disrespectful John though, when I said I was gonna slap K3 mom, though.
You were gonna smack his mom?
Yeah, because she be
That's how
dissing.
YBC Dull ended up earning the nickname Mr. Disrespectful, because of just how far he was willing to take things in those visuals. In one of his tracks, McButtons and McNuggets, he recreated a situation tied to a real-life incident involving someone connected to their rivals. At one point, YBC was also linked to the loss of a 22-year-old man named Zaire Stafford, also known as Booga, and his story hit people on a different level. According to what was being said, Booga wasn't even involved in street activity, but was targeted because of family ties, which made the situation even harder to process. He was described as a regular worker, someone who had just wrapped up a long shift at McDonald's late in the evening on December 7, 2023. Reports say he was still in his work uniform, holding his food when everything suddenly unfolded.
You know, I ain't about to sit up here talking about this.
No, I get it. I respect it. So, I mean, it's a lot of artists that, like you said, been rapping for years and...
son, you always got your drug. It's just not getting high.
Yeah, everybody got vices.
Yeah.
You, was it hard for you to get off, not, you know, that you're on probation? Was it withdrawals and shit?
You know, now, like with probation and all that, they really work in our favor. They really test us for hardcore drugs now, such as like coke and like methamphetamine, like that.
Turning an everyday moment into something tragic. There were also rumors circulating that FS the Bender may have been connected to what happened, but that remains unconfirmed and mostly based on street talk. After Booga's passing, the response in certain videos pushed things even further, with scenes that many felt crossed serious lines of respect and decency. In that same video, there was a dramatized moment showing a staged burial setup involving a trunk, followed by imagery meant to provoke reactions, including food being thrown into flames, which a lot of viewers saw as extremely disrespectful. Not long after, another situation came up involving a teenager known as KJ, who reportedly wasn't even the intended target but sadly lost his life during the incident, adding another heavy layer to an already tense environment. His passing drew major attention from the district attorney, pushing law enforcement to take a deeper look into everything. Eventually, a YBC member named Arshad Curry was arrested in connection to the case and later sentenced to 85 years in prison, marking a serious turning point in the situation. During a press conference, KJ's mother spoke out strongly, calling YBC members untalented rappers and making it clear she wasn't intimidated by them at all.
Beanie Siegel is the only I'm only one because he's still a YN at heart. Beanie Siegel is still me at heart.
And free air.
But he's the only that gave me a chance. He's the only older guy, only older rapper that gave me a chance. Meek told Skrilla, don't bring FS the Bender.
Yeah.
To the Roots Picnic. He said, don't bring FS. You know what Beans told me how to take that? He said, you don't take that no wrong way. You don't take that, you don't go at him. You know what I'm saying? You just take that and you analyze it. And you see how he said, how that make you feel? I said, I don't know. That should make you feel good. Because you in them rooms and you not in them rooms. You know what I'm saying?
Being talked about.
You know who I am. Meek know I'm a gangster. Meek know I'm a cold gangster. That's why he don't want me around. And he don't want to take when
Even
he be
though
seen with
KJ wasn't the intended target, that didn't stop certain individuals from continuing disrespectful behavior toward his grieving mother, something many people found disturbing. They kept referencing the situation in their music, brought it up online, and flooded her social media with negative comments, even mentioning her during live streams in a way that sparked outrage. Things escalated even further when fake accounts were reportedly created pretending to be her son just to interact with her and cause emotional distress.
And I'm gonna tell you why I feel that type of way. It's scattered, right? Because my manager just walked in, right? And he gonna tell me not to say what I'm about to say, but I'm still gonna say it. Meek, you hear what I'm saying? Like Meek not no like gangster in no way, shape, or form. With the image that he portrayed, got him rich, and he can't run with it no more because there's real gangster that'll let you know that you running around with can't save you, don't protect you, they don't put no fear in my heart. Like we gangsters and we stand on that use a and we take it to you. That's why Meek limited his time in the city.
That crossed a serious line for a lot of observers. All of this behavior painted a picture many saw as extreme and unnecessary, especially considering the pain already surrounding the situation. At one point, Dull even made a statement during an interview that added more controversy to his image, reinforcing why people started calling him Mr. Disrespectful. The situation got so big that District Attorney Larry Krasner publicly addressed it, even putting his own spin on what YBC stood for, showing just how far things had spread beyond the streets and into the spotlight. With everything tied to YBC Dull and the issues surrounding him, many felt it was only a matter of time before things caught up. That moment came on August 23, 2024.
You've been charged. And the newer name is you've been convicted.
A day that quickly sent shockwaves across Philadelphia as news broke about what happened. Reports say Duell was sitting in a car on the 5500 block of North 6th Street when another vehicle pulled up beside him, and things escalated fast, leaving his car riddled with damage. He suffered multiple serious injuries and sadly passed away not long after, marking a major turning point in the ongoing conflict and sparking strong reactions across the community. FS Dew later spoke on how Duell's passing changed everything for him, explaining that losing someone close pushed him to take his music and his future more seriously.
My manager, I don't even listen to him like that. I still be doing everything he tell me not to do.
Making this situation seemed to shift his mindset, turning pain into motivation as he started putting more focus into his craft. And honestly, FS isn't just talk. He's got real talent when it comes to music, and people picked up on that fast. The buzz around him started growing, with more listeners tuning in and the city watching closely everything he dropped. But at the same time, there's a deeper issue people keep pointing out. Because even when opportunities show up, it's not always easy to fully walk away from that environment. FS was in a position where he could have changed his surroundings and moved differently, but the pull from where he came from still seemed strong. Making his situation more complicated than it looks on the surface, FS was still heavily active in the streets, constantly getting caught up in risky situations and making moves that kept bringing attention his way. He was in and out of jail so often it almost felt routine, with repeated arrests tied to weapon-related charges adding to his record. At one point, another rapper known as My World accused FS and his crew of pulling up to a studio session and taking his chain along with other belongings.
Yo! Yo, first of all, I just got like a couple questions. You not paralyzed? Like the right side of your body, you not paralyzed? Bro, you know what I'm on, bro. All your homies, your friends is still here. They in this live right now, if I must say. Your homies is in this live right now. Y'all don't step. Y'all cookout just got shut up. All these innocent peoples and girls just got shot and died. Y'all supposed to get busy about shit. Y'all doing nothing. You on live with us. Live with stupid. I'm a rapper. I don't do nothing. So you're on live when you should be going to bed. Dang, a YBC cookout never got shot. We didn't have cookouts all in the square, all down the bottom. Cookouts all down the bottom. We had 3 cookouts. Nigga, go kill somebody. Go push somebody. One of them girls that got shot. You had the old head Rodney ducking. My old head Rodney was out there, dickhead.
That situation quickly spread online, adding even more controversy to FS's name. Reports and paperwork tied to the incident only made things look more intense, with people debating what really went down. FS's behavior started getting labeled as reckless, especially after he went live on Instagram shortly after a heated situation involving a rival, speaking openly in a way that had viewers shocked. During that live, he made comments many felt revealed too much, even pointing out that people connected to past incidents were watching, which only added pressure to an already serious situation.
We are very excited today to announce the arrests of these 19 individuals who are really crime drivers in Philadelphia. What we were able to uncover during the grand jury and its investigation over a multi-year investigation is that these multiple gangs and their individuals that are associated with and are members of those gangs have really amplified gun violence in Philadelphia. So today we've made arrests of the following individuals associated with the Young Bag Chasers, YBC: Stephen Weddington, Jameer Burbage, Casim Brown, Jerwayne Haywood, Salahuddin Carter, Quamir Hall, and Mark Johnson. We've also arrested in relation to campers, clappers with a C, clappers with a K, CCK, the following individuals: Hassan Stafford, Nasir Wells, Anthony Woodson, Herman Siegel, and Ronnie
When
Vincent
someone
Kwan.
moves that loud in public, it naturally brings more risk from every direction. People started saying it was only a matter of time before something serious happened. FAS even mentioned at one point that after everything he had been through, including past injuries, fear didn't hit him the same anymore. That statement alone had a lot of people concerned about where things could go next. As his name kept getting bigger, the attention around him reached another level, pulling in not just fans, but critics too, people watching every move he made. Every post, every track, every live session had people analyzing what he was saying and who it was aimed at, turning his presence into something bigger than just music. At the same time, the pressure kept building, with rivals, online spectators, and even authorities all paying close attention to how he was moving. It wasn't just about reputation anymore. It was about how far things could go if everything kept escalating.
Honestly,
are you ever afraid?
No, I'm afraid of going back. I'm terrified to go back to jail. I'm scared to go back to jail. I've been to jail 10 times since I was 18.
What's your deepest fear? You answer first.
Dying and not getting to do. All right, listen. My biggest fear is doing everything that dude did. Like being like dude. Having all this good going on for me. I got a great life ahead of me. But like I just died because I don't know when to stop, and I don't know when to give up, and I don't know when to leave, and I don't know when to not let my pride.
People could see the tension rising with every move he made. FS kept dropping music that reflected his real-life experiences, and that raw energy is what kept listeners locked in, making his tracks feel intense and personal. But that same energy also kept controversy tied to his name, because the line between entertainment and real life started to blur in a way that had people questioning his future. Now, the big question everyone keeps asking is whether FS will fully shift toward music and the opportunities in front of him, or if the environment around him will keep pulling him back into risky situations. However, in late 2024, FS the Bender had one of the closest calls of his life, a moment people still talk about because of how intense it was. He was sitting on his grandmother's porch when a dangerous situation suddenly unfolded, catching him completely off guard. What makes it even crazier is how unexpected it all was, because he didn't even see it coming at first. According to what he shared, something as random as a bird flying past him grabbed his attention at just the right moment, causing him to turn his head toward the direction where the threat was coming from. And that split-second reaction may have actually saved his life. FS later spoke about the incident in an interview, saying he felt lucky to make it out alive because things could have easily gone the other way. The scene turned chaotic fast, and he ended up with serious injuries, showing just how close it really was. In the middle of it all, his mother stepped in and acted quickly, rushing him to the hospital and playing a major role in getting him help in time, something many people saw as nothing short of heroic. Between that quick response and the strange timing of everything, it's the reason he's still here today. FS also claimed the people behind the situation were once close to him, adding another layer to the story and showing how complicated things had become. With the kind of talent FS has, a lot of people believe he doesn't need to stay tied to the streets because he could be making money through music and legit opportunities. Even his own manager has reportedly told him the same, trying to guide him in a different direction. But FS doesn't always seem to take that advice. That fast, unpredictable lifestyle is also what sparked tension between him and Meek Mill, turning things into a public back and forth that got people talking. FS claimed in an interview that Meek told someone not to bring him around or have him at his place, which clearly didn't sit right with him. During that same interview, FS spoke openly and didn't hold back, saying he has no respect for Meek and even questioning his image, suggesting it's not as real as people think. He also compared Meek to other artists like Lil Uzi Vert, saying Meek hasn't done enough to support or uplift talent from his own city. FS went on to say that the reason Meek keeps his distance is because of the situations and attention that come with being around him, implying not everyone is ready to deal with that kind of pressure. At this point, the situation between FS and Meek Mill isn't just a small disagreement, it's turned into something the whole city is watching closely. Every comment, every response, every interview just adds more fuel to the tension, making it clear this isn't cooling off anytime soon. Fans have started picking sides, with some backing FS for being outspoken and raw, while others side with Meek, pointing to his success and influence in the industry. The divide has made the conversation even louder online, with people debating who's right and who's moving wrong. Meanwhile, FS keeps pushing his music, using all the attention to keep his name buzzing and his tracks circulating. His style stays intense and direct, pulling listeners in, but at the same time keeping controversy tied to everything he drops. But the bigger question is what happens next, because moments like this can either build someone's career or completely derail it, depending on the moves they make. FS is standing at a crossroads right now, with real opportunities in front of him, but also real risks if things keep going the same way. And in the end, things took a serious turn that nobody can ignore. By February 2026, Meek Mill's earlier concerns seemed to line up with what eventually happened, as FS and several other YBC members were reportedly taken into custody as part of a major legal case. If found guilty, the consequences could be life-changing and keep him away from freedom for a long time. What makes this even tougher is that FS's music career looked like it was finally picking up real momentum, like he was right on the edge of breaking through. But now, everything feels uncertain. In a past interview on the Let's Keep It 100 podcast, FS even said his biggest fear was ending up behind bars before reaching his full potential, which makes this situation hit even harder. If you made it this far, tap that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment to share your thoughts on this situation. And don't miss the next video on your screen right now, because it dives into another wild story just like this.